When it comes to productivity, mindfulness, focus, motivation, hard work, they don't matter if you don't level up your discipline in the first place. Discipline is the act of doing something that you don't feel like doing whenever you don't feel like doing it, even if it is the most hardest task of the entire day, like the most time consuming, the most focus required, the most resources required. Like you spend so much energy on it, so much of your time, so much of your effort. You need to still do it. And discipline helps you so much with that, especially if you're just starting out and you don't see any results at all. And when I got into self improvement back in summer of 2023, it was one of the first self improvement terms that I got to know on a deeper level. You see, discipline was promoted to be like this godlike activity to do literally anything that you so desire as long as you see some kind of end goal. Like, you're not motivated yet because you're not 100% sure if the path is right and if it is really gonna lead to your end result that you're desiring, but you still do it just for the fun of it, just because you actually want to see some kind of progress and see some kind of change, of course. And discipline helps you a lot with that. It makes you do anything as long as you have that end goal, like we talked about. And as I was getting started and really started to grind hard on my self improvement journey, I started to watch long form educational videos about it. I started to read books about it, like Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And through all of these observations, through all of these learning lessons, through all of these trials and tribulations of learning from these high quality sources, I decided to start doing three very powerful daily discipline habits that I would eventually scale up over time into bigger, more important projects. You see, the first ever discipline required habit that I started to do was making my bed in the morning. And especially since I now wake up at 5 a.m., it was gonna be way more important. That wasn't even that remotely hard. In fact, some days I'm even doing it with a sense of motivation because it like signals to my brain nowadays. It is not just about discipline anymore, but it really helps me with waking up since it like signals to my brain that come on, it's day now. You cannot just lay back anymore. You need to go out there and start your morning routine. It is like hard programmed inside of my brain to keep going. And plus, it literally only takes like less than 5 seconds. So even you could do it if you just woke up and like took the corners of your blanket and pushed it out towards the corners of your bed and do that to every single one of them. And you can be done in like 7 seconds. It's nothing. And plus, it will be like this subconscious signal to your brain that it is day now, even if it's fucking dark outside. That will really get you pumped on your self improvement journey to complete your morning routine. Or at least that's what it is for me. Like, this good habit, for the first like 6 months, I would say, it was basically just about the discipline. But after I saw the delayed gratification from the progress that I was putting into myself, like through reading books, and this is unrelated by the way, this discipline turned into motivation, and now I actually like to do it. Now, the second good habit that I started doing that required discipline, of course, was tidying my clothes whenever I would change them. And this also applies to my pajamas, to like my home clothes that I wear, and to my school clothes, or like the outside clothes in general. Like if you go to some kind of a restaurant, of course, or we go to some kind of an auction, like some kind of event, of course. It doesn't matter if it is just something that I use only for sleeping, like pajamas, or for the last hour of the day. No, I always take the pants, I like tidy them into a nice rectangle, and I do the same with my shirts. And I put it into the drawer where it rests for the next like 15 hours. And of course, with my home clothes as well. Even if they are stinky, even if they are something so beneath me, like if I truly cared enough. Like, I didn't used to care back then, before I started my self improvement journey. I used to just throw my clothes around. It didn't matter if there were these like school clothes that I really valued, or like my home clothes that I used to wear like the most amount of time per day. No, I would just always throw them onto this couch thing that we put our clothes on. I would just always throw them around, like I didn't even give a fuck. Now, I just take them, I tidy them one on one, and I even put the socks on top, so that when you look on top of it, the shirt is so nicely tidied that you cannot even see the pants beneath it. And the socks are nicely put on top of it. And I do this with my school clothes as well. It doesn't matter if it is like negative 10 degrees Celsius outside and it's literally snowing and you need to have like five clothes on you. Like you need to have the pants, the socks, you need to have the shirt, and like the hoodie and stuff like that. No, no, no. Even if I have five clothes, I always tidy them so that they look nice. And that is a second great discipline habit that I used to do. And now I just do it for fun because I'm a naturally really tidy person. This is kind of unrelated, but whatever. Here it goes, anyways. When I go to school, eh, even to this day, when I look at the way that my classmates just tidy their desks, like how they put their books on their desks, then yeah, it is very messy. But when I put my books on my desk, I immediately put them on the left top corner and I put them there perfectly so that the corners they are perfectly aligned to the corner of the desk. Yeah, I'm that kind of person. So after I was disciplining myself to do this for like 6 months, I just started doing it for fun because I liked the way that things were organized. And the last really healthy habit that truly helped me on my discipline journey and on my mental health journey also as well. It was a really healthy habit that my grandma used to do with me when I was younger. Well, she never did it herself, but she encouraged me to do it, to basically follow my heart. You see, she told me once when I told her that the birch trees, they were like the main state trees of Russia or something like that. And she told me that, TR, whenever you hug a tree, it gives you its energy. And I don't know why, but for some reason, that just resonated so much with me. You can call it cringe, you can call it like fake and stuff like that, but it is really good for my mental health. And I incorporated it into my daily routine and especially into my morning routine every single day when I wake up. It doesn't matter if it is dark outside, it doesn't matter if it is sunny outside, it doesn't, well, it kind of matters when it's raining, but yeah, the only exceptions are when it's raining, of course. I basically go to my backyard and I hack this cherry tree that brings us cherries once per year. Yeah, I know. You can call me unproductive. You can call me that I'm just avoiding the hard work that comes from the day. You can call me that I'm being cringe and stuff like that. But for me and for my soul, it is really mending. It is this like truly nice experience that I get to feel only once per day because I get to remember my grandma, of course. And also, on a subconscious level, it just makes me stronger because even though if it is not true that the tree actually gives you its energy. I still kind of feel it whenever I go and visit it. And so when the rainy day comes, I just, yeah, I feel kind of demotivated, undisciplined, but that's all usually a difference of only like 10% probably. It's nothing, but still. Over time, it can make a huge difference. So yeah, like once in a while, probably like once per month. If the rain is like truly bad, then yeah, I don't go. But for the rest of the days, like for the rest of the month, I make sure to do it every single day because it truly helps my mental health. Like, this is a really unique, good habit that I used to do when I was like a preschooler, probably. So, whenever I do it, I just feel like I am once again connected to that version of myself that was just discovering YouTube and wasn't using it to fry his dopamine receptors, that was actually having fun with his classmates instead of being the butt of the joke and stuff like that. Yeah, those were some nice times. But this wasn't the only like childhood good habit that I incorporated. Of course, there was also like jumping over puddles, which I don't do that often, but I try it from time to time. And my favorite, looking at the clouds and looking at the shapes. That has to be like a A-tier good habit. Like that is just so good for my mental health. Like when I look at all the different versions of the clouds on the sky, like on the high clouds, the mid clouds, and the low clouds, even if it is a rainy day, I look at the patterns of the clouds, and it's just so interesting. I don't know why, but it really helps my mental health and my discipline as a whole, because it brings me back to a much simpler time when watching YouTube was still something that I could afford, instead of now, where I have to discipline myself to become the best version of myself and move on to adulthood, but not in a bad way, but in a good way, of course. And so, the way that you build powerful discipline is that you pick any of these five really easy, good habits that you can start doing even today that can take you literally less than a minute each to complete. Like, that's just 5 minutes per day. That's basically nothing. That's like the time that you spend going to the toilet and back whilst playing video games, right? Of course, you can take 30 seconds to look at the clouds. Of course, you can take those less than 10 seconds to tidy your bed, to make your clothes. Of course, you can do that. Just pick something out of this entire story, or something authentically aligned to you and to your previous good habits that you used to do when you were younger, that you can basically like smirk at. Like, you can make this like grin, like, of course I can do this. It only takes like 10 seconds. And you need to pick that and you need to do it for the rest of your life, every single day. Now I know that you won't be 100% consistent, and that's completely fine. I myself am not 100% consistent in all of these good habits every single day, and that's completely fine. Like, I don't jump over puddles every single day. And of course, your discipline skill is like a muscle, like any other skill, meaning that you need to start with low weight and with small reps, and then slowly but surely scale it up over time. These five healthy habits that I listed for you in this video will really help you in the short term, like in the first couple of months, probably like the first 3 months. However, eventually, you must take this discipline of doing the hard work when you don't feel like it and putting it into something beyond yourself, into some kind of huge project that will benefit you greatly in the future. Whether it's working on your YouTube channel, working on your business, for example, or just going to the gym, probably, like that's a more discipline required task. You need to add more weight and more reps to this. Or for some people, it can be something like showering every single day. It can be anything. Just make sure that every couple, 3 months probably, just move on to higher level, disciplined, good habits that you can start doing. So, like, hugging trees can turn into like 10-minute walking sessions that you can adventure into nature, when you can also look at the clouds, where you can jump over puddles, climb the tree itself, for example. Tidying your clothes can be turned into like learning how to manage the washing machine. Making your bed can be eventually turned into vacuuming your entire room, for example. Basically anything. Just make sure to level it up over time into more discipline required tasks. And everything will be fine. And eventually, you will build up such a strong discipline for yourself that you won't be able to recognize yourself from 6 months ago. So push yourself constantly, but don't push yourself way too much. And that's the way that you build strong discipline as a beginner on self improvement. And if you want something truly discipline required that will really help you on your mental health and your self-improvement journey in general. Let's say that there were these like 24 really powerful mindsets that you can use on a daily basis to discipline yourself, to remember them, and that will make your life truly better on a daily basis. Hmm. If only there was something that I was making right now that would truly make it into a reality. Hmm. Just keep that in mind and keep your eyes peeled because something huge is coming that will truly change your mental health journey for the better. If you want to join a community where we discuss our mental health and full of like minded men who share the same values as you, the same likes and dislikes, the same goals as you, who are becoming the best version of themselves every single day, and who are in a state of healthy competition with you, but at the same time, they will be like true blood bonded brothers that will give you advice whenever you feel like it. Then you can join our Discord clan in the description and become a part of the family. I know that if you're watching videos like these and willing to take action, and especially on a video about discipline itself, then I know that you have way more potential than you think you have. We really admire men like you, so please harness your true potential and leave the 99% of people behind because you can join us on this path to greatness. But besides that, you can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description, and get yourself a free ebook about mindfulness. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most, and which part of the video you will implement into your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and become a part of the family. Keep your eyes peeled, and with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you